All right. Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, we're going to give all praise and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Kadash. Double honors to the apostle of the great millstone, our teachers, and salutations to the icon teaching the truth of the folk on the earth, true in the city, man. Rich in that life, week in, week out, for the hope of elect, man. So, this is a quick lesson. Basically, is going into what do you desire, and ultimately the answer is salvation, man. Because hey, to be in this truth, you should be fighting for salvation, man. To be to get saved out of this place, and of course we know salvation comes with rulership. And if you can get that real quick, Matthew 19. Of course we know that sacrifice come with being with rulership, but we have to be on point. We have to be on point, because if we're gonna be the true rulers and be saved out of this place, we have to be diligent. We got to be on point, and all those things come through salvation. But you start with that. That's 26.
26.
Yeah.
It says
What, 27?
28. The thrones.
Yeah, the throne.
Matthew 19 and 28. It said, and Yahushua said unto him, Verily, verily, I say unto you, that ye which have followed me, the regeneration, and the Son of Man shall sit in the throne of his glory.
Mm-hmm.
Ye shall also sit upon the 12 thrones, judging the 12 tribes of Israel.
Judging the 12 tribes of Israel, man. So guess what? Us getting delivered and having salvation is ultimately is being set up to what? Be rulerships, right? Keep going.
And every one that hath forsaken houses, or brethren, or sisters, or father, or mother, or wife, or children, or lands, for my name's sake, shall receive 100-fold and shall inherit everlasting life.
Right, to have everlasting life, man. But what do you need to basically to get there, right? To be that true rulership. Because hey, you can love your mother, love your sister, those things, but they say forsake those things, man.
Mm-hmm.
And if you forsake those things, what are you being? What are you doing? You being diligent, man. Mm-hmm. To who? Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. If you got something, you can bring it up.
I'm looking for
This 2 Timothy, because hey, the Lord required time, right? The Lord wants your time. And if you don't have time for Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, how you think he's going to make time for you to save your ass, man? This 2 Timothy 2 and 15, it says, study to show thyself approved. And to God, man. And that's what we need to be doing. That's how we get salvation. That's how we get what? True rulership. That's how we set an order upon the earth, man. Being what? By studying. Being showing ourselves approved to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. It's a workman that needed not to be ashamed, because guess what? When scoffers come up, when a question come up, or unbeliever think that he knows something, man, and you can cut those things. You won't get confounded, right? It's a rightly dividing the rod of truth, and you telling him the truth, what it really is, not what you think or how you feel, man. Because a lot of people come up with all those things like, I feel this, I feel that. No, what do the scriptures say? He that believeth on me, as the scriptures have said, man, shall flow river of living water, man. And that's knowledge. And that's how we get true salvation. You got something about
this? Wisdom of Solomon 6 and 20. So therefore the desire of wisdom bring us to a kingdom. How do you get wisdom? Man, you follow the law, statutes, and commandments of the Lord. All right, you look at the examples of what's been done by our forefathers, and ultimately the example that was laid down by Yahweh Shai, right? It says, if your delight be in thrones and scepters, O ye kings of the people, honor wisdom that ye may reign forevermore, man. All right, and that's what the brother was getting into in that Matthew. All right, those who forsaken those things are going to reign in the regeneration with Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, man. But first you got to obtain this wisdom, this understanding, this knowledge. All right, this correct walk in the path of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai to attain those things, man.
And that's perfect, because hey, what do you desire? If you desire carnal things, hey, you're gonna reap a wife. You're gonna reap those benefits and stuff like that, man, on this side. But we looking past this side. We looking towards the kingdom, that it can dwell in righteousness, so you can have enjoyment over your kids. You have enjoyment over your wife. You have you wouldn't have to work, and your pockets full of holes, man. Like Haggai say, man. All all in the kingdom, we wouldn't have to worry about those things, man. This 2 Peter 1 and verse 10. It say, wherefore the rather, brethren, give diligence to make your calling election sure. How do you do that? By saying all these things that the brothers brought out in Matthew 19, man. Because guess what? These all, when you read 1 Corinthians, Paul said what? The man that have a wife, what? Cares of the world. A man that don't have a wife cares of the things of Yahweh Bashem Awashai, man. So you're going to stay focused on his wisdom. You're going to stay being diligent. And that's how you make your election sure, and you can get on that, get salvation. It say, to make your calling election sure, for it shall do these things, you shall never fail, man. And if we do these things, we're not going to fall. We're not going to be destroyed with the rest of the people, man. We're going to get that salvation and then ultimately be set up, what? Being the true rulers of this world. But ultimately, you should be in this just to be saved, man. Because we don't deserve none of those things, man. But the Lord has given those things, so why not be diligent? Why not be on point? It say what? Be that lamb, that spot without blemish. So guess what? We shouldn't have no flaws, man. Even though we should be increasing in the knowledge, so that we won't have no flaws, man. And this Hebrews. So you got something?
No, go ahead.
You get Hebrews 6. So brother. Hebrews 6 and 10.
Hebrews 6 and 10 said, for the Most High is not unrighteous to forget your work and labor of love.
So if we being diligent, so the Lord gonna forget us? No. Hey, we can go out counseling. So many scriptures, man, proving that the Lord is a man; he cannot lie. It say the things written for foretime, written for our learning. The brother, what he quoted, man. Hey, look about all of the forefathers that we have in Israel, man. Have you forsaken them? When they was following the law, statutes, commandment, being diligent. So how much more us? If you got anything to add,
It said, for the Most High is not unrighteous to forget your work and labor of love, which ye have showed toward his name, in that ye ministered to the saints and do minister.
Salakia. That he ministered to the saints and do minister, man. And I'll keep going. One Salakia.
It says, and we desire that every one of you do show the same diligence to the full assurance of hope unto the end.
Right, and that's the key. We gotta be all on a one accord, being diligent, and Yahweh Bashem Awashai, strengthen your brother, man. Help your brother, man, so that we can get to the kingdom of heaven, man. Because we only gonna get there being pushing his word, teaching the Akim, man.
I'm gonna keep reading because this is good. So that you be not slothful, but followers of them who through faith and patience inherit the promises, and part of them promises, all right, is getting that salvation, man. Getting that rulership, all right. It says be not slothful though, all right, because the men of the Lord, all right, they're diligent, they're persistent, they're consistent, okay, they're well ordered in their ways, man. All right, we're to be able to follow these examples, hey, because those are the ways to get to the kingdom, man. All right, hey, we're not gonna follow a brother or a man that's coming out on the highways and byways once a year, putting up 1 sit down, 3 sit downs in a month, man. All right, not being active in feeding the sheep. You have about Shemi Awashai, man. You know.
You get 1 Corinthians 15, 58. This Hebrews 10 and 22. It say, let us draw near with a true heart and full assurance of faith, having our hearts sprinkled from an evil conscience and our body washed with pure water, man. And that's what this time out this word, man. Being cleansed, being reborn. What Yahweh Shai told Nicodemus, man. Hey, in order to enter and be renewed through the Spirit of Yahweh Bashem Shai, you had to be a new creature. And Nicodemus didn't understand those things at that time. He said, well, I had to go back into my mother's womb. No. And you had to be washed and cleansed by this word, right? Verse 23. Let us hold fast the profession of our hope without wavering, for he is faithful that promise. Knowing, hey, we can't doubt. We can't just get discouraged. Don't let anything get in our way. Right?
Yep.
Because that's the only way we're going to get salvation. Hey, ultimately, if you find salvation, you find for salvation for you and your family, man. Hey, the Lord can deliver your family also, man. Especially if you part of the elect, right? Verse, no, that's it. That's the part.
First Corinthians 15 and 58 says, therefore, my beloved brethren, be steadfast, unmovable, always abounding in the work of Yahweh, for as much as ye know that your labor is not in vain in the Lord.
And that's the key, man. Hey, read it one more time for him.
This 1 Corinthians 15 and 58. It says, therefore, my beloved brethren, be steadfast, unmovable.
Unmovable. Hey, because guess what? A man that's highly can be moved, hey, can be taken out of the way. But if we stay in the spirit, Yahweh Shema Shai, hey, the only person that can take us out the way is the Lord. If we fucking up, or we not being diligent. But if he sees someone that's trying, it say what? Your full assurance and pure heart. Coming sincere, why would he move you? Why would he move you, man? And plus, ultimately, hey, if you have the spirit of Yahweh Shema Shai, you got this word, you can't be moved. Everything else is bullshit. It's lies. It's full of deceit. This is the true, pure knowledge, man. Keep going.
It says, unmovable, always abounding in the work of the Lord.
Always abounding, man. Meaning to what? Always increase. Being diligent. Doing more. You have to do more, man. Hey, you slacking in this area. Hey, learn precept in that area, man. If you slacking in history, hey, dab in the history a little bit more, so that you can get increase. You might not know the next person you walk up to. Guess what? He might want a history lesson, man, or need a virgin birth, a cut session, man. All these things. Keep going.
It says, abounding in the work of the Lord, for as much as ye know that your labor is not in vain in the Lord.
And it's not in vain, because guess what? Being diligent is going to show the faith of Yahweh Shem Shai in you, man. Standing boldly, confounding these people, man. Hey, it say the Lord said in Luke that he should give you wisdom and knowledge that the adversary can't gainsay or resist, man. So no one going to come against you. They gonna get confounded, and through the spirit of Yahweh Shema Shai, you might gain you might gain them, man. The gainsayers, man. Come on. You got something?
Come on. This is Revelation, because the brother touched on being shy or being unmovable, right, and being diligent. It says Revelation 2:2 says, I know thy works and thy labor and thy patience, and how thou canst not bear them which are evil, and thou hast tried them which say they are apostles and are not, and have found them liars. And how we doing that, man? We're doing that through the scriptures. That's why we got to read, we got to fast, we got to pray, we got to commit ourselves to learning, or to studying, all right, to going into various topics and different matters of the scripture, the history, all right. It says, and hath borne and hath patience for my name's sake, he has labored and has not fainted. Right, man, because, hey, one thing about working, all right, it gets tiresome. But guess what? If you got a big lot of field to plow, okay, hey, it's going to be tiresome, man. The noonday come, 1 o'clock in the afternoon come, it's hot, the sun beating down. But you know, if you don't plow that field, all right, you're going to not have enough a seed to plant. So when the crops are able to get for, harvest time, you won't have enough, man. So you can't labor in this work, right?
Or you can't be slothful.
You can't be slothful, that's right. So nevertheless, I have somewhat against thee, because thou hast left thy first love. Remember therefore from whence thou art fallen, and repent, and do the first works, or else I will come unto thee quickly, and will remove thy candlestick out of their place, and except thou repent. And I brought that out because we got to remember the first works of the Lord, man. All right, how we first came in, we was hungry, on fire, desiring to be learned, desiring to be taught. How we came in reading. Hey, we had some brother reading 36, 40 chapters a day, man. Yeah. Going to the Hebrew, writing the alphabets out, man. Watching videos, and on top of that, going to work and dealing with your wife, dealing with your kids, man. But you got to remember that because you got years in the truth, and you may have been elevated to certain levels. Okay, that don't mean that you slack. It means you go harder, man.
It don't mean you slow down, man.
That's right.
Because, hey, that's why it was written, man. Hey, repent.
Yep.
Because sometimes it do get tiring. Sometimes these things do get overwhelming.
Mm-hmm.
But it don't mean give up, man.
Mm-hmm.
The Lord never told the any apostle or any icon or a brother or any told his sons not to give up.
Mm-hmm.
We always supposed to fight. Hey, what did Paul say? I have fought the good fight.
Mm-hmm.
What did Jacob did? Hey, did he just give up when the angel he was resting for that blessing? He said no. Even when it died, got struck, man.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't give up. So how much more you? This Romans 12:11. It say not slothful in business, but fervent in spirit, serving the Lord, man. And that's the spirit you should be in, man. Always serving the Lord. Always being on fire, man. So hey, you can get that salvation. What do you desire? It say when your heart, where your heart is, where your heart is, your treasure shall be in. What's like? You get it?
I'll get it.
I'm bushing it, bro. So like, yeah, I think Matthew 6.
Matthew 6:21.
Yeah.
For where your treasure is, there will your heart be also.
So right. So wherever you put your heart at, your mind at, man, and that's where you're gonna lead. So if you into carnal shit, guess what? You're gonna always dive in carnal things, man. But if you on your mind and your heart and it's set on Yahweh Shema Shai, guess what? That's where your treasure gonna be. That's where your focus. That's where you're gonna endure.
Mm-hmm.
That's where you're gonna have faith in, man. This 2 Timothy 2 and verse 10. It said, therefore I endure all things for the elect's sake, that they might also attain the salvation which is the Lord, which is Mashiach Yahweh Shai, which is eternal glory, man. So we gotta endure everything, man. Anything that we going through, a brother or the things going through your family, man. For the elect's sake, hey, feed the sheep.
Yep.
Lord said, if you love me, feed my sheep, feed my lamb, man. So we have to be diligent. We got to be on point. If not, hey, guess what? It shows that we don't want salvation, man.
I got a few.
I'm gonna shop.
This for Timothy 4 and 13. Till I come, give attendance to reading, to exhortation, to doctrine. All right, so we supposed to do this until what? Until the city be wasted without inhabitants, like Jeremiah said, man. I believe Jeremiah or Isaiah. All right, so we supposed to give heed to these things to Yahweh Shema Shai come, man. Neglect not the gift that is in thee, which is given thee by prophecy, the laying on of the hands of the presbytery. Right, man. So we all been called. All right, we all have a gift of Yahweh Shema Shai in us, man. All right, so you got to find that gift, expound on that gift, and overabound in that gift, man. Okay. So meditate upon these things, give ourselves wholly to them, that profiting may appear to all. All right, because what you're doing in the dark is gonna come to the light. All right, hey, you know, we're gonna know and see the growth. All right, in you if you're reading, if you're studying. All right, if you're reading the Hebrew. Okay, if you're taking the counsel and the advice that brothers are giving you, and if you're applying those things to your life, man. All right, got Salakia. This is Ephesians 4 and 7. But to every one of us is given grace according to the measure of the gift of the Most High.
Mm-hmm.
He said, wherefore he has said, when he had sent it up on high, he led captivity captive and gave gifts unto men, man. Hey, the scripture talk about in James, the first chapter, about all good gifts come from the Father of lights, man. There's no variableness or no shadow of turning. All right, and the Lord called you to the truth. All right, He put you in position to lead men. All right, and those attributes, all right, are something that you have to expound on in order for the Lord to keep dealing with you, man. All right, we're not in this to say we're in Great Millstone. We're not in this to say that we're on the other side of the line on the camp, just to be in the camp. Okay, we're to use our gifts to overabound. All right, so our prophecy may be appeared to all, as the brother said earlier, that we be able to answer all men. Okay,
that's right.
The reason I hope that is in you. All right, because it's our zeal. All right, it's the spirit that the Lord has put upon us that encourages other men to go out there and to teach, man.
That's right.
You know,
Tom, this James 1.
start at 17.
I just looked at that. That's what I thought. And 17. Every good gift and every perfect gift is from above and coming down from the Father of lights, with who is not variableness, neither shadow of turn.
That's right.
And that's the key, man, because guess what? Everything comes from the Lord. And that's perfect because guess what? If you have that mindset, hey, your car or your woman or your kids, it don't come if the Lord don't want you to have it, man. And it's John 3 and 27. It said, John answered and said, a man can receive nothing except it's been given him from heaven.
Mm-hmm.
So if you want these things, hey, what should you desire?
Mm-hmm.
What you should desire? Ultimately, we should desire salvation, but how do we get salvation? Through wisdom, right?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, this Wisdom Solomon 7 and 21. And all such things are either secret or manifest them I know. For wisdom, which is a worker of all things, teaches me. For in her is an understanding spirit to know how to understand certain things, man. Mm-hmm. It's holy means separate, one only, manifold, manifold, subtlety, lovely, kindless. Lively, clearly, undefiled, plain, not subject to hurt. Learn how to control your temper and everything, mm-hmm. man. Loving the things that is good. Mm-hmm. And what's good? The kingdom of heaven. To dwell in righteousness, to have joy and not work ever, man. Quick, which cannot be ready to do good. Kind to man, stand fast, sure, free from care, having all power. Mm-hmm. So wisdom bring power, man.
Right.
So if we want these things, hey, ultimately we should want salvation, but it come with getting this knowledge and wisdom and understanding, man. Mm-hmm. And we're getting that wisdom and understanding, we're going to be created to be the true rulers on the earth, man. It's overseeing all things and going through all understanding, pure and more subtle spirit. For wisdom is more moving than any motion. She passed and go through all things by reason of her pureness. For she is the breath of the power of the Almighty, the Lord Yahweh, and a pure influence flowing from the glory of the Almighty. Therefore can no defiled thing fall into her, man. Mm. So, and that's what we want, man. That's what we want, to be immortal, man. So that we won't die or anything, man. So if you want salvation, you got to be what? Diligent. Mm-hmm. That's what I desire. I desire salvation. I desire to be a true ruler or be a son of the Most High, man. His first son, man. Because it's a difference. If you got anything.
This is Wisdom Solomon 4 and 1, but the point is in 2. It said, but better it is to have no children and to have virtue. For the memorial thereof is immortal, because it is known with the Most High in men. When it is present, to my virtue, men take example at it, and when it is gone, they desire it.
Ooh.
It weareth a crown and triumpheth forever, and have gotten the victory, striving for undefiled rewards, man. You go on that word virtue, talking about strength and moral power, man. All right? So we want to have that strength, the strength and the moral power, the moral ability to fight this flesh, man. Okay?
No, you got it.
Go ahead,
hey, to have power over our kids. Mm-hmm. To teach them the right way, man. We don't have power, man. Hey, you whoop your kids, Esau come get them.
He definitely come to get them.
He come straight get them. And then all you're doing is just discipline them, man. Mm-hmm. To have, man, the power to put all these heathens that's over us and right in their rightful place, man, where they belong.
That's right.
But that only come through wisdom, and it's going to come through salvation, man. Mm-hmm. So you should want salvation and it's truth. And if you got anything else, brother.
I think that might be right.
You sure? Yeah. Okay. So we hope this lesson will edify, man. Hey, just ask yourself, what do you desire? And if you desire salvation, ultimately what you should want, man. Hey, go hard for the truth, man. Go hard and taking pleasure in the things that you are given, man. Because remember, the Lord gave this thing to anybody, man. Mm-hmm. He don't need you, man. It said what? That he can raise up stones to do this work, man. So You got
No,
anything else?
give you, like you read in the James, man. It's a good gift that came from the Lord. So you just so you're gonna take the Lord, and the Lord personally, and He did personally give you a gift. You're gonna take it and like, oh, I don't like it. I'm gonna throw it away.
Right.
You know, how would you feel if you gave a gift to your son or daughter? If you didn't put in extra overtime, and they take it, they play with it for a minute, and it gets born, they throw it and they break it. Okay, well that's what you're doing when you got a gift from the Lord and you don't use it.
And then this gift came with all type of different
Yeah,
tricks.
Yeah, you press the button, the wings pop up. You know, you press another button, the head turns around. I mean, hey,
It's the ultimate toy.
the ultimate toy.
Ultimate gift. I can
Ultimate
give
gift.
it to your kids.
You press the button, you can ride it as a bike. You know.
And then you just throw it away or you misuse it.
Cast it behind your back for naught, man.
And that's not the guy that you want to be, man.
Yep.
So we hope this lesson edified. We don't give all praise and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Kadash. Double honors to the apostle and great millstone, our teachers, and salutations to the Akim that teaching the truth out the folk on earth and true in the city, man. Till next time, we're going to say Shalom.